Come on, Liz. Are things really that different for women facing retirement?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Hey there, welcome back to my channel. There's been a lot of talk lately about equality. Different genders, equality for different races, equality across the board for all walks of life. And so today I wanted to talk about 5 factors that are impacting the female retirement. But before we do that, have you subscribed to this channel? Welcome, this is the Happiness IRA and we'd love to have you along. So hit that subscribe button and join for weekly videos. All right, so let's dive on into the 5 factors that are impacting the modern woman's retirement. The first is that women are paid about 80% of what their male counterpart is paid. And that's a statistic given by the American Association of University Women. What that means, sure, cash in hand, day in, day out, our monthly cash flow, that impacts it. But it also impacts some things longer term. Think about it. The amount of money that you're paying into Social Security and therefore the amount of money that you can collect from Social Security
reduced.
The amount of money that you can save and receive as a bonus from your employer if they're doing a match on your 401k
reduced.
The amount your state teacher's pension is going to be
reduced.
So those are big impacts for your retirement income. The second factor is that women tend to have more gaps in their employment history. Why is that? Of course, it's because we are caregivers. We take care of kids, we might take care of an ailing spouse or even a parent, and for all of those things we might be stepping out of the workforce, stepping out of our earnings capacity to care for someone that we care about. That's great. It does impact our retirement security. Less years that we're able to save into a retirement vehicle, less years that we're able to get that match from an employer, less years that we're having income qualify for Social Security purposes. It just lessens our resources in retirement. The third factor is that women are notoriously more conservative in their investing. They might not feel as comfortable in talking about investments or a savings pace. They might feel more comfortable investing into a savings account versus investing in the stock market. And those decisions can really impact your long-term security because you're losing out on a lot of the growth that you need to have in that 30, 40-year, 50-year time horizon before you retire. And think about it, it's just not a normal part of female conversation. You're sitting around with your friends, you're talking about relationships. You see guys sitting around at a golf course, they're not talking about relationships, they're talking about investing. And so it's just not part of our normal conversation and we need it to be. Which is one reason why I have this channel, so that it just raises awareness of some of those investing pieces, saving pieces, and gets people more comfortable with talking about money. The fourth factor is the pink tax. Now, this topic can get me very fired up. Let's say I can step on my soapbox. In fact, this channel is my soapbox, so welcome to my soapbox. What you may have been unaware of, or at least aloof to, is that items for women cost more. Shampoo, razors, diapers, clothing, haircuts, oil changes, even like a tool set made for women. All of these things have a higher cost. And I have to say, even though I am money-minded, I was pretty asleep to this pink tax. Until recently, on the Trevor Noah show, there was a satirical documentary where one of the correspondents goes and starts interviewing about this pink tax. And it just shot my eyes open. I was so surprised to see just how many things, how many items, how many purchases I make on a regular basis that are more expensive for me simply because it's a little bit smaller to fit my hand size, or it's pink and we kind of like that flair. Shrink it and pink it and then you have that pink tax. But yeah, so let's think about that again. If women are paying more for goods and services and they're earning less, how much excess do they have to save towards retirement or provide for their family's security? Stew on that thought and we'll go into the fifth factor facing the modern woman's retirement. And that is that women simply live longer statistically. There's always different statistics about how long people live, so depending on where you get your resources, you're going to have different numbers. But I was looking at the Henry J. Kaiser Family Foundation. Men live on average about 76 years and women live on average about 81 years in the United States. So that's a 5-year difference. Women are living longer. So again, let's go back to retirement. What does that mean for us? We're earning less, therefore we can save less. And in the meantime, we're having to spend more on the goods that we have. But then in retirement, we have to live longer. And we don't have to live longer, but we typically live longer. And so if you think about that from the viewpoint of retirement, the whole money system is pretty skewed against women. This whole conversation is not to get you also on your soapbox, although you can join me up here. But instead, it's more a conversation of really engaging with your retirement. Women have to engage and look at their savings pace. They have to engage and look at the way that they're investing. If they're inheriting money from a parent or if their spouse passes away, you have to get in the game and start thinking about your money and what you're going to do with it and how to preserve for your whole life. Because women are living longer, we are in retirement longer, and we have a lot of money decisions to make. So if you are ready to have that one-on-one conversation, I'm a certified financial planner. I focus in on working with women in retirement and helping them make those incremental decisions. I'm happy to have that conversation with you. You can find me on my website, www.pleasantwealth.com. Click to set a meeting, and happy to have that 30-minute consultation just to see what your situation looks like, see if I have the services that you need, and see if it's worth working together. If not, you're not ready for that conversation, don't forget to share this video on your social media and just educate others. Educate those other women around you so that we can all together know what we're facing in retirement and help combat that together. So with all of that good financial retirement information, I will leave you, and you take care.